Honesty, an essential subject from Vinaypedia Krishna consciousness movement, is to educate people how to become a wise, honest, truthful, peaceful believer in God. It is not meant for a particular nation or particular religious system. It is a science. Any man can become a very honest citizen, do business honestly, earn money and live very honorably. But no, somebody has learned how to steal. The government does not say that one should become a thief and go to the prison house. One has selected to become a thief. That is it, because we have got little independence, part and parcel of Krishna. Srila Prabhupada's books, lectures, conversations and letters offer a comprehensive presentation of this essential subject as seen in the Vinay Quotes Honesty category. An introduction from his books is given below in the following 16 quotes. Quotes from Srila Prabhupada's books. The most perfect way of life in this material world is simply to be devoted to my, Krishna's, transcendental loving service and to execute honestly the prescribed duties of one's particular position. Krishna Book, Chapter 73, Before the Deity, Before the Fire, Before the Spiritual Master and Before the Vaivas. The honest disciple promises to refrain from all sinful activity. Therefore he must not again commit sinful acts and thus create a troublesome situation. Srimad Bhagavatam 8.4, 15. Everyone can become a fearless and honest person if his very existence is purified by discharging the prescribed duty for each and every order of life. One can become fixed in one's prescribed duty by faithful oral reception of Vedic instructions and assimilation of the essence of Vedic knowledge by devotional service to the Lord. Srimad Bhagavatam 2.2, 5. One should work honestly according to his qualification. He should not earn his livelihood unfairly, by means for which he is not qualified. If a Brahmana who works as a priest so that he may enlighten his followers with the spiritual way of life is not qualified as a priest, then he is cheating the public. One should not earn by such unfair means. The same is applicable to a Kshatriya or to a Vaishya. Srimad Bhagavatam 3.30. 33. A Vaishya also earns money honestly through agriculture, cow protection and some trade. If a Dra gets money, however, he will spend it lavishly, without discrimination, or simply accumulate it for no purpose. Srimad Bhagavatam 5.26. 36. In the material world we possess riches and wealth in many ways, but sometimes not in very honest and pious ways, because that is the nature of accumulating wealth. According to Vedic injunction, therefore, one should purify such wealth by giving cows and gold in charity to the Brahmanas. Krishna Book, Chapter 5. The common man supposes the unequal distribution of rain to represent nature's wrath for our sinful acts. There is truth in this. Thus, to have an equal distribution of state-raised taxes, the citizens need to be scrupulously honest and virtuous. They should be honest in the payment of taxes to the state and should have honest representatives to look over the administration. Light of the Bhagavata, Chapter 2. All those who have tried their utmost to do good for others but have failed despite all honest endeavors should approach our Krishna or his bona fide servitors, following the footsteps of Marshal Arjuna. One should try to do good for others, but only after knowing perfectly how to do good for others. Otherwise, if one embraces others in a false sense of altruism, one can get only a temporary benefit for himself in the shape of some profit, adoration, or distinction. Message of Godhead, Chapter 1. According to atheists, dharma, or religious principles, are meant to establish an imaginary God to encourage one to become moral, honest and just so that the social orders may be maintained in peace and tranquility. Pithuma Arya, however, did not accept the authority of such atheists, headed by his father, who was the grandson of death personified. Srimad Bhagavatam 4.21. 30. One should also not accumulate money to become puffed up in the material world. One should earn his livelihood easily and honestly, for it is better to become a coolie for an honest livelihood than to become a great man in society by hook and crook. There is no harm if one becomes the richest man in the world by honest dealings, but one should not sacrifice the honest means of livelihood simply to accumulate wealth. Such an endeavor is harmful to devotional service. Srimad Bhagavatam 2.8. 21. One person worships in the temple, another earns money honestly by executing his professional duty, and yet another preaches Krishna consciousness with the devotees. Apparently these three types of service appear separate, but actually they are not. When Krishna or our Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the center, everyone can engage in different activities for the service of the Lord. Kaitanya Karatam Ta, Madhya LL 15.132. We have practical experience of being advised by the so-called BBJS in VND Vana that there is no need to preach and that it is better to live in VND Vana in a solitary place and chant the holy name. Such BBJS do not know that if one is engaged in preaching or in glorifying the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the good reputation of a preacher automatically follows one. One should not, therefore, prematurely give up the honest life of a householder to lead a life of debauchery in VND Vana. RLAUK Deva Gosdam's recommendation to leave home and go to the forest in search of Krishna is not for immature persons. Krishna Book, Chapter 90. It is especially mentioned that the means of livelihood of those who are trying to advance in Krishna consciousness must be very fair and uncomplicated. Here it is mentioned that he who earns his livelihood by unfair means, Kavalina, is sent to the darkest hellish region. Otherwise, if one maintains his family by prescribed methods and honest means, there is no objection to one's being a family man. Srimad Bhagavatam 3.30. 33. The leaders of the government must be very honest and religious because otherwise all the affairs of the state will suffer. Unfortunately, in the name of democracy, rogues and thieves are electing other rogues and thieves to the most important posts in the government. Srimad Bhagavatam 6.2. 3. The third man who sees the $100 bill may pick it up, find the man who lost it and deliver it to him. This man does not steal the money to spend for himself, nor does he neglect it and let it lie in the street. By taking it and delivering it to the man who has lost it, this man is both honest and wise. Nectar of Instruction, Text 2. Cakayapahita says that if an honest person deals with a great cheater, it is necessary for him to become a cheater also, not for the purpose of cheating but to make his preaching successful. Srimad Bhagavatam 7.5. 7.